and welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat. Today we are talking anything and everything Aruba. Let's get to it. Today we are joined by Donna Smith from Aruba Tourism Authority. Thank you for joining us, Donna.
Thank you, Julia, so much for having me and to present the wonderful destination of Aruba.
Love it. And we also have Bob Cook, per usual,
yes,
in the studio. So if you are ever thinking of going to Aruba, whether it's on a cruise or you're going to fly there and you want to just go and take in the destination, today we're going to talk about the top 10 things that you definitely want to see, whether by sea or by land. But first, let's get a little taste of the Aruba effect.
How do you explain the unexplainable? This time together you didn't even know you needed. An unexpected moment that melts the tension away. Does it come from the air? The sea? The sun? The people? Or is it something that can't be put into words? Because Aruba is more than a beautiful island. It's a feeling that brings out a happier, sunnier you from the moment you arrive and stays with you long after you leave. It flows through everything on one happy island. So no matter where you go, it will find you. It will change you. That's the Aruba effect.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, Donna, before we get into our top 10, 30 seconds, why Aruba?
Why Aruba? Why not Aruba? So many wonderful destinations you can visit, so many wonderful places in the Caribbean you can go. But Aruba is one of those places, as we say, the Aruba effect. It's something about the people, the sights, the smells, the taste. Things that you feel while you're there that you didn't know that you missed or you never experienced before, and it's something that you long for when you leave. It leaves that lasting memory of I've got to go back and reconnect. It's just an amazing destination with beaches and wonderful people.
This I think you said it well. I'm already intrigued. Let's dive in and see what we can find here. So, of course, Aruba, one happy island. This is something I think you always talk about the people.
I always talk about the people. The people are what make it so special and such a wonderful destination. And that's why we call it One Happy Island. We're a very safe, a very clean destination, a very welcoming destination. And when you come to Aruba, you experience Aruba, the destination. You're going to experience a wonderful resort. You're going to experience wonderful first-class hotels, but you're going to experience the destination and the people.
I've heard it described as a consistent delivery of an excellent product.
Well, that is a wonderful way to describe it. And it truly is how you can describe Aruba. We have a very high repeat ratio with visitors in Aruba. People come back in generation after generation, multi-generational travel. And I know many times when I've been down there and I'll see people having a wonderful time and I'll get to talking to them, where are you from? And they'll tell me and they'll say, oh, this is our 20th time here, our 19th time. And, you've got multi-generational family there, and it's just one of those places. That's why we call it the Aruba effect.
It's a repeatable island.
Most definitely.
Awesome. So let's move on and let's find out, where is Aruba?
Aruba. We are in the Southern Caribbean, of course. We're part of the ABC Islands. We're about 15 miles off of the coast of Venezuela. So, on every day is a clear, beautiful day, but generally you can see the coastline of Venezuela from Aruba.
Mhm.
And we are well below the hurricane belt as well. So, keep that in
Ooh.
mind. Keep that in mind. Hurricanes, as they come off the coast of Africa, they're going to move upward and through that hurricane belt, and we are way below that. They never go down, they go up. So we are a desert-like terrain. We're less than 20 inches of rain a year, so you're always guaranteed sunshine in Aruba.
That's great
Yeah.
because you never want to have to go on a vacation and then suddenly it's just pouring the whole time,
Right.
wind, fire, all the hurricanes.
That's never any fun because that's not what we're going for. We're going for
Exactly.
sunshine and warm waters and great beaches and friendly smiles.
Mhm.
And you will get every bit of that in Aruba and then some. So
Let's zoom in a little bit here and see. Okay, there's where you were talking about the ABCs.
the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, and you can see the coast of Venezuela there. Like I said, we're only 15 miles off the coast of Venezuela. So people don't realize how far we come down in that Southern Caribbean corridor there. And it's great weather year round. And like I said, we're desert-like terrain. You get a wonderful trade wind that blows year round.
Oh.
And, for those of us that live in very humid climates and in the
Mhm.
summertime, you still want to go to the beach, but this makes the beach so enjoyable when you've got that wonderful trade winds and a cocktail in your hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Constantly.
Oh, we woke up Bob
beautiful.
over here.
Constantly beautiful.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking, to me, Aruba is just such a restful island to visit. I'm
really
ready to go to
is.
sleep.
It really is.
Okay, there we can see.
Now you can see a full map of
Mhm.
of Aruba, and we're a tiny island. We're 19 miles long from that northern point where the lighthouse is, all the way down to the
Mhm.
southern point where it says Baby Beach. 19 miles long, 6 miles wide at our widest point. We have about 70 miles of wonderful road space in Aruba. We drive on the right hand side, and I've been all over in the Caribbean and been to most islands throughout the Caribbean. There's no place that I really tell people comfortably, rent a car, get out, explore, be adventurous, even though you can always do that. Aruba is one of those destinations that I tell people all the time, rent a car, get out, explore, be
Mhm.
adventurous. You're not going to get lost. The roads are better than a lot of our roads are here back home. And the people are wonderful. If you get lost, they're always going to point you in the right direction and get you back on your way. But getting out and exploring it, you're going to find a little coved beach. You're going to find a little area that you're going to make your own and have that special moment and truly have that Aruba effect.
Well, and again, I love looking at that map because you said it's how far long?
It's 19 miles long.
19 miles. So what, 45 minutes to an hour drive?
From point to point.
From
It
point to
just
point.
depends on how much you stop and you enjoy
Yeah.
yourself along the way. But it's certainly almost all the hotels have rental car services
Mhm.
right there on property. You pick up your rental car right there and you drop it off right there. Or you can have an escorted tour, whatever you're doing. Everything is very accessible. When you come to Aruba, you're going to experience Aruba, the destination. And that's a wonderful thing.
So whether you are on a cruise or whether you're
Right.
staying there for 2 weeks, you really have a chance to be able to see something. If there's something you're dreaming of seeing in Aruba, you could do it
Mhm.
from any port of call.
Yes.
Exactly.
You can make it to that part of the island in not a
Right.
long part of time.
And you can go from Baby Beach up to the lighthouse, do both beaches the same day, and still have plenty of time to shop.
Love it. Super cool. So let's take a look. Just to give us a little brief introduction to some of these areas.
Okay, you've got the Arashi Beach. That's an area up there where the lighthouse is. It's one of my favorite little local beaches up there. Then you've got Palm Beach. This is the most popular area right here. This is where your high-rise hotels are. I always say this is activities on steroids. Every
Yes.
activity that you want to do, whether it's banana boat rides, whether it's jet skis, kite surfing, just everything. They've even got the, you can, of course, snorkel out there as well. They even have those jet packs where they'll send you up 30 feet up in the air and come down.
That's
I always look
That's
at
so
that and say,
cool.
I want to do it. And I'm like, do I, don't I? I haven't done that yet, but just wonderful activities. There's a 3-mile boardwalk down through there. You can walk from hotel to hotel, shop, restaurants, all of that down through that area. And then right below
Oh, sorry.
that is the Eagle Drift Beach. That's where the low rises are. Wide open, vast stretches of beach all the way from Arashi down through the Eagle Drift Beach area and on into Oranjestad. But we have many award-winning beaches in Aruba. So like I said, you just pick that special point and make it your own. And the furthest point down would be Baby Beach. Baby Beach got its name. This is where the refineries used to be. There's still old refineries there, but of course they're not active now. And when the refinery workers used to come to work there, the ladies would take all of the children down to the beach, and that's where it got its name, Baby Beach.
Oh.
And just a wonderful area there, a wonderful beach, a great restaurant, and you can spend your time, start your day up at the lighthouse, end up down at Baby Beach, and just enjoy it. Have a nice cocktail there, and sit out on the beach.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
I do have a question on the beaches. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you consider the part from Arashi Beach down to Oranjestad more of the calmer waters, the more calm waters than the North Shore?
You would. It even on down to Baby Beach. Maybe there's some areas in between where you get a little bit more of the surf there, but the really high surf where they do a lot of kite surfing and all of that is going to be on the back side of the island, on that side, and that's where the terrain changes a little bit with the rock formations and the desert and all of that. But generally, it's pretty calm waters all throughout Aruba there, except on that far northern side there.
Because that's wide open into the Caribbean.
It is wide open into the Caribbean, into the coast of Africa. So when you look out there, so wonderful areas. You can see all the dive flags around there. I'll get a little bit more into some of the adventurous things that we can do, but that gives you a little bit of a lay of the land. And we have wonderful accommodations all throughout the island, and I'll hit on some of that as well.
Okay, next.
Well, now let's get to how do we get there?
Yes.
How do we get there?
How
That's
do
right.
we get there? Because I mean, there's a few different ways. So basically, it comes down to cruise or flight, right? There's
Exactly.
two ways to get there.
If you're an Olympic swimmer, you can get there from Caracas. I mean, from Venezuela. Give you the 15-mile swim, which has been done. I know that's actually
I'm
they've
sure
done
the
that a
surf
lot.
probably carries you
Yes.
right there.
So let's talk about the first way, by flight.
Yes,
And again, I know we're about to get in the top 10, but we got to get there first.
we'll get there.
So how do we get there?
Lots of great airlift, especially on the eastern seaboard of the United States, North America. Here we have great airlift, nonstop airlift. You do have some charters as well, but all of your major cities do have great airlift. Out of Atlanta, I'm based out of Atlanta. We have 7 flights a week on Delta Airlines, but you've got great service out of JFK, Newark, Boston. You've got Dallas and Miami. You've got Charlotte, Philly, BWI, and DC. You've got all
3
the major
hours from
cities.
Orlando.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you are, most all of our nonstops are under 4 hours or 4.5 hours or less. And then once you land on the island, you're maybe 20 minutes from your hotel. So it's just so easy to get to Aruba, very easy access and plentiful airlift. So keep that in mind.
And one thing about getting there, you mentioned to me, and I was very surprised about the validity of passports.
Oh, yes. That's a very important one. People haven't traveled for a couple of years now. Some have not. And they're waking up now. They're dusting off that passport and they're thinking, oh, my goodness, I can't go anywhere because it's expiring in 2 months or 3 months. Aruba is one of those destinations where your passport only has to be valid during travel. So if your passport expires next month and you want to go to Aruba this week, guess what? You can still go. It doesn't have that mandated 6-month validity on it. And And that's very important right now. Also, we're one of the very few destinations. We're only one of 2 destinations where you pre-clear customs on the return, and that is very huge as well. So when you land in back into the United States, it's treated as a domestic flight.
Great.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Not having to go through customs in the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yes. So if you go by flight, we have a couple of our highlighted featured properties where we can get you some extra special deals, of course. So let's take a look. The first one is Hyatt Regency Aruba.
Hyatt Regency Aruba is a wonderful property. It is a signature preferred property, and I always say we're noted as being an EP destination in Aruba, and what that means is it means European plan, no meals included. When you think of Caribbean, you're generally thinking, oh, I need to go all inclusive. And let me just, since we're starting the hotel section here, let me just spend a minute on this. And the reason why Aruba is not a heavy all-inclusive destination, we do have some great all-inclusives, but our infrastructure is different. We have over 400 restaurants in Aruba. Most things are within walking distance. It's very safe. It's very clean. People are out there adventurous. 150 of those restaurants are located up here in this tourism corridor here where all the hotels are. And Hyatt Regency, all of these wonderful properties have amazing chefs. They have chef's tables. They have all types of cuisine that they offer. But Hyatt Regency, I always say, is an all-inclusive activity resort. They have so many activities that are included at the Hyatt Regency, whether it's a cooking class and they're teaching you how to make a guacamole, or they're teaching you how to make type of amazing fun drink. They have yoga that's included, and they do the silk yoga, which is really fun. And if you're a yogi and never done it before, it's a great time to experience it. They have wonderful painting classes and all kinds of really unique activities that's included.
So families, for sure.
For sure. They have great suites that have bunk beds, connecting rooms. They can guarantee at booking. This particular area that we see on this slide, this is a new adults only section, and they have these beautiful cabanas down here, as well as massage treatments, a spa treatment area.
Awesome.
So great views all the way to the water. Wonderful family hotel, as well as having some adult only sections.
And when you mentioned the dining around the property, don't be afraid to ask the person who cleaned your room for a recommendation.
Oh, by all means, we have over 90 different nationalities in Aruba. And with all those different nationalities came their spices, their culinary creations. And whether you're having the best of Italian, you're having Lebanese, Thai, Japanese, sushi, whatever it may be, you're going to have an amazing culinary experience in Aruba.
The best Ritz-Carlton rice table I've ever had was there because they combined, I forget how many cultures into one fantastic experience.
It's amazing.
Combining the Dutch heritage with other heritages.
That's exactly right.
Well, let's take a look at
the
offer that we have
Here
there.
We go.
And good job, Bob.
My fingers are
The Go Travel exclusive amenities. If you're thinking about booking the Hyatt Regency Aruba, we have breakfast for 2 daily, $70 food and beverage credit per room per stay, complimentary Wi-Fi. So these are some gifts that you can get from Go Travel on top of already the best value price.
Plus, we also, because of our relationship, sometimes there's an upgrade that we can get for you, early check-in or late check-out, depending on your flight. We can work with the hotel to make sure we can get you the best arrangements that you need.
Now, let's check out the next property.
Ah, yes.
We have Ritz-Carlton Aruba.
Beautiful property, the Ritz-Carlton, and it's what you would expect of a Ritz-Carlton property. It's only 5 stories high. It's located right down next to where the Hyatt Regency is. They're almost right next door to one another, and beautiful beach area there. Like I said, it's only 5 stories high. On that upper level is all a concierge level there. Beautiful, beautiful views from these rooms. And what can you say about a Ritz? I mean,
Of course.
it's not going to disappoint.
Mhm.
If you're out on the beach or around the pool area, they do all of their service with segways. And that's always fun and interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And they have great children's programs, organized children activities and programs, and their restaurants are fabulous. So certainly, a preferred property.
And what looking at this picture reminded me, most of the hotels have a wonderful western exposure. So that means
They
you're going
do.
to have a spectacular sunset.
Right.
The ocean, the sun will just sink into the ocean. There's
Mhm.
nothing blocking it. It's a perfect line. You'll see the sun get in half, go down, and down, and then just the rays of the sun
Ah,
behind the
It's
sunset.
amazing.
So you're saying I can post this on Instagram? Bob?
This is an Instagram moment. This entire Aruba is an Instagram moment.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
While you're talking about the sunsets, Bob, there's a lot of toes in your sand dining options that you
Mhm.
can take in at Aruba too. You can have a table for 2 set right down along that waterfront right there and have white glove, table linen, wonderful meal service, and watch that sunset. And there are many options like that in Aruba.
Great. Let's look at what the offer is. We have the Go Travel exclusive amenities. This is also full breakfast for 2 daily in Solanio and $100 resort credit per room per stay and complimentary Wi-Fi
Yes.
that Go Travel can give you.
And the possibility of an upgrade, early check-in and late check-out.
Yes. So definitely want to go VIP when
Yes.
you can, right?
Definitely.
So give your Go Travel advisor a call. Okay. One more thing that we wanted to highlight as far as if you're flying into Aruba, another place that you might want to stay is at the Aruba Ocean Villas.
Now, this is the best kept secret in Aruba. A lot of people do not realize that Aruba has overwater bungalows. We have 14 bungalows. There are 7 original ones. They added 7 more this year. They're very sought after. This particular property sells out very early, and you need to call your Go Travel advisor soon if you're planning on going in 23. I'm not sure they have any availability in 22, but this is a wonderful experience. People often ask me, how deep is the water at the villas? The water depth at the villas are about 5 to 6 feet deep. They have an amazing chef on this property, and a small little beach at this particular property, but it's certainly very adequate. And the whole property evolves around the overwater villa experience. The new villas have the water view where you can see, down in the ocean from your rooms.
Mhm.
Absolutely beautiful. Very eccentric artwork and
Yeah.
decorations, and just very unique. I always say go spend your entire time there if you're looking for a total break.
Mhm.
If you're wanting to have a little bit more action, but you want to experience this as well, I would say go up on Palm Beach or go up on Eagle Beach, get your activity in, take in that vast, wide stretch of amazing beach, and then come down here and spend your last 2 or 3 nights in Aruba, and to have a whole different experience in an overwater bungalow. It's going to give you the best of both worlds,
Mhm.
and you'll feel like you've almost been to 2 different destinations.
I know it's
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And this shows you how calm
Oh,
the
yes.
water is. You don't build something like this over the water.
Right.
Exactly.
If you get a very high tide or storms.
Mhm.
You can do a lot of canoeing and kayaking in this area too, in the mangroves, and the wildlife and everything in the mangroves with the birds and all. It's just a very unique, a very peaceful area. And here's a great room shot. You can see every room is decorated differently, but they definitely have a very artistic touch to them, and an eccentric type of an artistic touch for the Caribbean. Wonderful decks on. This is the view to the right. That is one villa. You have very large decks out there with nice furniture,
Beautiful.
and they really cater to you. It's just a lovely property.
Who would you gear this for? Is this geared more towards couples or?
This is adults only.
Adults only. Okay, perfect.
2 people per room, but it is an adults only.
Good.
They do have an all-inclusive option that you can add on here at this property. So if people just want to include their meals in, you can certainly do that. They have an amazing chef there.
Very good.
Awesome. Now, the other option to get there if you're not flying would be by cruise. So, Bob, take it away and talk to us about the cruise options.
Well, this is interesting. I just did a little research, and just to let you guys know, from September 1st until May 1st, there are 180 cruise ships that visit Aruba.
Wow.
Amazing.
From San Juan, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Port Canaveral.
Excellent.
In addition, there's several ships that sail from Aruba.
Yes.
Windstar Legend.
Yes.
What's interesting is the Windstar sail from Aruba, disembark in another port. So what you want to do is go in a couple of days ahead. If you're going on Windstar, you want the over-the-ocean villa. You want to stay there for a few days to get in that Windstar vibe. Then sail on Windstar into the Caribbean. Oceania, the same thing. Oceania, you stay at the Ritz or the Hyatt before you embark on your cruise. And it's a combination, some 7, some 10-day cruises. So those are the ones that sail from Aruba. But if you're coming from Florida and only have a few hours in Aruba, one good thing, Donna has just showed us a wonderful pamphlet that says if you have 6 hours in Aruba,
6 spectacular hours
6
in Aruba.
spectacular hours. We have it available. We can send it to you via PDF. But you can see, again, from Baby Beach all the way up to the North Beach where the lighthouse is, you can do in one day. You can shop in Oranjestad and see a lot of things in this 6 hours.
Yes.
Because your ship is docked right in the capital. So let me take a look at what we have, shall we?
Yes. By cruise, we have.
Celebrity Equinox does several sailings. I chose the January 12th sailing, 9 nights, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. So the ABC Islands on a wonderful Celebrity ship. Comparing prices, Celebrity's current price is $2,100 a person with no perks. What are perks? Perks are prepaid gratuities, Wi-Fi, and the drink package. Our price with the drink package, and this is a concierge balcony cabin. This is a nice cabin. Our price is $2,149. So in essence, for $49, you're getting Wi-Fi, gratuities, free drinks for 9 days, and the gratuities paid for the drinks, $49. That is $5 and 36 cents a day per person. Let's go on.
Spectacular, Bob.
We have, this is for the local Port Canaveral people. The Jewel of the Seas, February 17th. 8 nights, Southern Caribbean, including Aruba, $633 for an inside cabin.
Amazing.
$633. That's less than $80 a day, folks.
That's incredible.
You can't afford to stay home for prices like
Royal
that.
Caribbean's price is $800. So we have a savings, plus we have shipboard credit. So you can't stay at home for this kind of pricing.
But if you're not into the interior and you want a balcony,
if you want a balcony, $1,064 for a full ocean view balcony.
Okay.
Versus $2,600 if you were to buy this from Royal Caribbean now. Our price is $1,064. $1,600 savings. 8 nights, $130 a night. People, let's get real.
Wow.
If you want to go to Aruba and don't want to fly, and we know people don't want to, but they have said, I want to go to Aruba, I want to go to the ABC Islands, we can get you there, get you 6 hours there. We'll get your feet wet in Aruba. And next time you will definitely fly and stay at the Hyatt or the Ritz or the Ocean Villa.
Fantastic.
So true.
Yes.
I love it. And remember, this is because Go Travel years in advance. We work with our cruise line partners and we secure space so that you can take advantage of that value. So just give your Go Travel advisor a call and they can look for deals for you just like these ones.
And we have several, there are several that have this option. But remember, 180 different cruise ships go to Aruba. So you've got to go to Aruba on a cruise.
you're going to experience it one way or the
Yes.
other. If you come on a cruise next year, you're going to be a land visitor.
Yes,
So
you'll fall in
without
love.
a doubt, you'll
Yes.
fall in love, and that's part of our repeat ratio. It's gonna whet your appetite, and you're gonna want to stay longer.
That Aruba is one of the islands when we do send people down on a cruise.
Mhm.
That's when the people come back and say, "Hey, what would a trip to Aruba cost
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a week, maybe for next February or
Mhm.
March?" So the cruise does bring business in, which is wonderful. We love it. And we love you to experience things. And Aruba is probably one of the most beautiful islands you can visit in the Caribbean in terms of
And
safety and food.
I know for us Floridians, we're kind of getting used to the humidity here.
Yes.
But isn't it nice to leave the humidity and be in a place that's just cool
So true.
but gorgeous?
Yeah.
You get the Florida gorgeous, but you get the coolness of
You
the
don't
breeze.
sweat in Aruba.
the trade winds are amazing. And
they're
for
constant.
us women that stay hot all the time, even when it's snowing outside, it is truly the
Yeah.
best vacation in the Caribbean you could
beautiful.
possibly have.
Awesome. So, and then just there's a quick note on the Windstar
Yes.
from Aruba.
Yeah, this is one of the itineraries from Aruba. It goes over to the San Blas Islands, which are a beautiful island. I think the Cunha Indians are there. It's a basic reserve. It does stop in Cartagena, which is a beautiful port, and it ends up all the way through the canal, and it ends up in Fuerte Amador, which is the port for Panama City,
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
and all the way through the canal.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Well, that gives us an idea of how to get there. It's taken us a while to get there. We
Yes.
got there. Okay, we got there.
Well, there's so much to say about Aruba.
I know.
It really is.
But
it really is.
If you want to go kind of deep dive, now we're going to
Yes.
get into our top 10. We said we were going to get there, and we are
promised.
here. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
Top 10 things to do in Aruba. Now, I talked with Donna beforehand. It's hard
Yes.
to pick.
It's hard to narrow it down to just 10. And every time we started talking about one, I would take off and start talking about 2 or 3
Yes.
others. So we're going to take you on a little journey here of many things that you can see and experience while in Aruba. There's just too many of them.
What are we seeing here? What's this picture?
This picture right here, that is De Palm Beach. That is where your
Okay.
high-rise hotels are. And when we say high-rise, you can see our high-rise. Like the Ritz-Carlton is 5 levels. Okay, it's only 5 stories. You can see the Riu all the way down to the right, the big white, the white type of structure there. That is the Riu Hotel,
Mhm.
and that one has quite a few floors in it. But this is our high-rise section right here. So on De Palm Beach, this is where you'll find the activities on steroids. You'll find all of the palapas. You can spend a day down here if you're staying somewhere else on the island, and come down here and get a palapa for the day and take in, the food at the restaurants, at the hotels, or on the beach, or take in some water sports.
But
there.
aren't those day pass? You're talking essentially about buying a day pass for the hotel, correct?
No. Remember, we're an EP destination,
Okay.
so you can wander in and out of these hotels.
Oh, okay.
You can shop in them. You can dine in their restaurants. They have casinos. You can go into the casinos as well. That's about a 3-mile where you see these
Okay.
hotels at, and right before the beach area there's about a 3-mile boardwalk that goes all the way down there. So you're gonna meander all day long.
So
and
what about who owns the beaches then?
The
there's some
beaches
places they're up to high tide level.
all the beaches are public space, okay, but the hotels do have their section of the beach right
Okay.
in front of their property, and they will have their palapas there.
Okay.
So and then there'll be other places where you can rent your own palapa from a company or someone, and you can take those palapas, or you can go down to where the water line is down there, and you can
Just sit in the
hang out down
sand.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually much wider than this photograph
Yeah.
right here indicates.
But it's just as white. The sand is
it's
just as white
just
sugar sand.
amazing. It's just amazing. I call it's like talcum powder. It's even more fine than sugar, but it doesn't stick to you like real sugary kind of beach kind of sand does. So it's just amazing.
We skipped the sand in our top 10, but
I know.
oops.
We
just
just
mentioned it.
mentioned it.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall I go on?
Let's talk about number 1.
Okay.
of course, the beaches. We have many different award-winning beaches in Aruba, and we have 3 beaches in Aruba that are listed in the top 20 beaches in the Caribbean.
Mm.
But the beaches are what people come for, and the beautiful warm water. And you can, just like I said, you can go around the island, you can find your own beach and make your own day and have your own memory there. But the beaches, many beaches, De Palm, Eagle, Arashi, so many beaches that you can go to, Baby Beach, and just make your own time there.
You don't have to go to a crowded beach.
You do
and
not
even
have
a
to go.
crowded beach is not crowded in Aruba.
Yeah, Palm Beach is probably where you might find it's a little more busy than the others, but it's not. You're not sitting on top of one another.
Shall we go to number 2?
Well, we're going to still show, I think, something else about the beaches here. Let's
Okay.
see. What do we have?
Oh, sorry about
Oh,
that.
there
You're
we
looking
go.
at me,
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
what am I
This is
supposed
the
to do?
map right here of
Yes.
all of the beaches. I knew we were missing something.
Yes.
There. Okay. Palm Beach and Eagle Beach, as I mentioned, those are the 2 really popular areas. You've got Drift Beach, which is right down from where Eagle Beach is. You've got Baby Beach all the way at that further southern point, and then you've got Arashi Beach on that furthest northern point. Keep in mind all that area in between. It's desert-like terrain,
Mhm.
and wonderful to get out and explore and be adventurous. And then you got the Arakoc National Park, and that in itself is one of the top 10 that we're going to mention here in a minute.
Well, I mean, I just know some other islands or some other destinations you visit, and it's like, oh, here are the 3 major beaches, and you go to one of the 3. Look at all the beaches that are there. I mean, in Aruba, I think
they're
that
amazing.
stands out.
And something, you hit on something as well, that I had mentioned that we were an EP destination, but we did have a few all-inclusive resorts. The reason why we don't have a lot of all-inclusive resorts in Aruba is because of our infrastructure, and people are going to get out and explore and be adventurous. Some other islands that are very popular, they're large islands, they don't quite have the infrastructure that Aruba does. So therefore, people may venture off property once or maybe twice on an excursion,
Mhm.
but they're not going to venture out and experience an entire destination like you
Gotcha.
do in Aruba. And
They're
So
going to
keep
sit
that
there
in
and get
mind.
drunk is what they
well,
do.
we're not what we say, we're not a flop and drop destination.
Yeah.
However,
Love that.
if that's what you want to do, I call it lounge lizard. Sometimes I'm a lounge lizard too, but there's other times that I like to do some hiking, I like to do some yoga, I like to get out and be adventurous and explore. Arashi, Baby Beach, and Eagle Beach. These pictures, I just want to remind everybody out there,
Yes.
these pictures are not touched up. This is what the Aruba beaches
Oh
look
my
like
gosh.
here. And we pride ourselves in all of our marketing stuff and our slides and presentations.
Mhm.
These pictures are not touched up. You can see how heavy the wind is blowing that one day with those palm trees that are blowing. Baby Beach, this is why it's known for being Baby Beach, where the ladies always took all the children to, because it's just a little like half moon kind of crescent.
Yeah.
And it's shielded by coral there, and it's so lovely. It is so amazing
And it's very
lovely.
shallow.
It's
isn't
very
it?
shallow there. Probably goes up to 4 or 5 feet,
Mhm.
but as you get a little further out there.
Yeah.
But where you see the beaches at, that is actually what the beaches in Aruba look
Mhm.
like.
Yes.
This looks like it's, of course, it is Arashi Beach. It's going towards the lighthouse,
Mhm.
and just plenty of space. Take a picnic.
Yeah.
Contact your Go Travel advisor, because there's some wonderful things that you can do with Picnic Aruba, where you can order a picnic basket and a charcuterie board or champagne or whatever, and take it off for the day and find your place and sit there and have your own party.
And we were speaking earlier, if you have a special event or a proposal, or you just want to do that special
Mhm.
picnic, again, talk to your travel advisor, because
Yes.
they know all of the tricks, and they have
That's exactly
We
right.
have
they'll call Donna and say,
yes.
what do we have to do?
Yes.
here?"
There's lots of little insider secrets here that you can really make something very personalized and very special, no matter what you're celebrating.
Spectacular. And more pictures of the beach. Oh, I know you were mentioning.
Yes, this
art.
is one of the art murals here, but there are some art murals that are just absolutely fantastic out in the San Nicolas area. That's going towards Baby Beach. That is the art capital there. There's lots of little art galleries, museums. There's the street wall murals, and this is where street wall murals originated from, is in Aruba. There's some international artists as well as local artists. This is just one little small snippet. Some of them are just absolutely amazing. And
Love it.
of course, we're known for our lovely beaches there, as you see again.
I hear a theme.
Number 2.
Yes.
We made it.
Diving and water sports. Water sports galore, as I've mentioned some of that to you. Diving, we are the reef dive capital in the Caribbean. There are over 30 different sunken ships out in this area here. Many of these ships are 17th, 18th century ships.
Mhm.
Some of them date to World War II.
World War II, yeah.
And many of them you can actually dive, penetrate the hull. I'm a scuba diver. And for scuba divers to be able to do that, it's a very unique experience, and you don't get that opportunity to do that
Right.
often. And they're very interesting dives. The water is very clear in Aruba, and even if you're snorkeling, you can snorkel over the Antilles, and really get that feel for what it's like to be over a sunken ship and have that moment there.
They are
But-
pristine. The wrecks are all pristine.
They are. In Aruba, we've never allowed, the local people have never, picked off the reefs or sold seashells and things of that nature. So the marine life is very plentiful as well, and makes for wonderful snorkeling and scuba diving. But you can do windsurfing, where the windsurfing capital in the Caribbean because of those strong trade winds. And I've taken the course for that, but I never got out there. So my schedule just didn't work. And I keep thinking, okay, next time I've got to take the course again because it's been too long. But that is an amazing thing to do. I've had some colleagues that have done that, and it's not as difficult as it looks.
I think that's a Julia.
I would
Julia
love. I
trip.
need to take the course first, but I would love it.
The course is about an hour. And
Okay.
then you're out
Julia's
there.
quite proficient in silk, so trust me, that would be no problem.
So maybe I could figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
And all different types of water sports that you would expect on land. And I mentioned the little jet skis, You've got the kite surfing, you've got hiking and biking, and you've got jeeps that you can go through the desert as well on.
And I just want to jump back to one where you were showing here the forward. There. Don't stop.
The map.
Back. Map.
Okay.
Yes. I want to take a look at this because you mentioned it earlier, but all those little flags, what do those designate?
Those designate a dive spot. So there will be either a sunken ship, a big reef, a big coral, all of that. These are all different dive locations around Aruba. Many of them are the sunken ships, though. And these aren't ships that were sunk for, dive purpose. Yeah. These are ships, pirate ships, like I said, 17th, 18th century ships. Yes. And, keep in mind, the trade winds are very strong through there. If they were going around and diverting due to hurricanes or something like that. And the rock formations, the rocks are quite sharp around in this area. So.
And these are very well detailed wrecks. You can get a very good history online of each wreck.
You sure
that you're going to see. So it makes the dive even more important.
It does.
More personal.
For people that are definitely scuba divers and interested in scuba diving, Aruba is a wonderful destination for that because they're going to get a little bit of everything diving in Aruba.
Awesome.
Next.
Let's hit the next one. Let's see.
We talked about this.
We talked about that. And
next, here we go.
The natural pools in Aruba. This is on the opposite side of the island. And I know people are probably thinking, well, what's the opposite side?
The North Shore.
It's the North Shore. If you go up to where the lighthouse is, and then you look down on that right-hand side there, this is where the natural bridges are and the various different pools. Yeah. This is definitely, as you can tell, this is rougher terrain. It's rougher waters. They get more of that direct trade wind going there. But there are various little natural pools that while you're out and exploring and being adventurous that you can take a dip in these.
And this is at the park, right?
this particular one right here is not at the park,
Oh,
but
okay.
there is one at the park. So I'm not sure what
Maybe go to the
there
next.
you
There
go.
it
There
is.
you go. You can
Mhm.
see some of these here. You can see some of the scuba diving as well. And but all types of natural rock formations where you can take a little dip and a little
In
get
the
a
natural
refresh.
pool.
Yeah,
That's
natural
pretty
This is
pool.
It's
probably
pretty.
the closest thing to Hawaii with the pools and things that we have closest to the U.S. aside from Hawaii.
Right.
I think you're right.
In a nice
you're
little
right.
3-hour jaunt from
Yes.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Aloe.
Aloe
Aloe,
vera.
aloe.
Aruba is the #1 exporter
Yes.
of aloe products, of aloe vera, I
Mhm.
should say. So
Mhm.
if you enjoy aloe products and you purchase aloe vera, aloe products, then chances are it originated out of
Yeah.
Aruba. There's a great museum and a factory there, and it just grows wild all over the island. It's fun to see it in its natural form.
This is so funny. When I was in Aruba when I was 12, I guess. We were there for the opening of the Americana Hotel. That tells you how
wow.
old
Okay.
it was. But that we all were given special pieces of aloe rooted to bring home. That was the gift.
Wow.
And the government, the Aruba worked with the U.S. government to allow us to bring it home.
I was going to say,
'Cause we're all
usually
on
they
American
take
Airlines.
stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But we were allowed to. It was specially passed by the U.S. government. And I think I think my parents had that for 18 years.
Wow. Wow.
Well, and also it's cool if you're just jumping by on a cruise.
Yes.
The factory tour is
Yes,
free.
factory tour, yeah.
Yes, it is free.
So that's an easy one to do. And then you may want to purchase some.
And the products are really phenomenal. I have people ask me all the time that have been to Aruba or can you bring me back some of the lotion? Will you bring me back whatever body
Yeah.
product they want of the aloe vera? And people really like it. You can
Yeah.
order it online. A lot of people do that as well, but it's worth the time.
Mhm.
It's worth the time. Something different.
Great
can
for
do.
sunburn.
Yeah, and
Great for sunburn.
if you're there for 5, 6, or 7
Mhm.
days and you've been laying out in the sun
This is
every
what you
day,
want.
you want something. You want a little excursion, a little diversion, I
Mhm.
should say, and you want to
Yeah.
go out to lunch and you want to take in a tour and just relax, but yet not be in the direct sun. The aloe vera, the factory, and the museum is a great way to spend an afternoon.
I mean, I love it. Even if it's for kids, there's a little history there. There's a little
exactly.
kind of education of
Well,
fun
kids
fact.
like it because they can cut a leaf and smear it on them. That's the fun
or
part.
smear it on you, right?
Smear it on you, smear it on them. They like to
And
smear.
it's good for you. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah. Now we're up here where the California Lighthouse is, and the California Lighthouse got its name. One of the sunken ships that's out there is the Californian, and that's where it got its name from, the California Lighthouse. You can already see that the water is much calmer on this side
Yes.
of the island, and the red roof that you see down there is a wonderful Italian restaurant, so you can have dinner down there in the evenings if you choose. The lighthouse has been reopened, and you can actually do a nice little dinner, or you can have a charcuterie and wine or champagne up there if you want to make a special dinner, or just make it a special occasion for the two of you and sit up there and have that whole beautiful coastline view. You can do that as well. You need to call your Go Travel advisor on that
Yes.
one, though.
We'll get
Those
you
are the
there.
insider secrets. But we can always personalize your experience in Aruba.
Definitely sunset, I could
Yes.
imagine up there.
Yeah, because that is on
Sunset.
the west side too. So
Yes.
the sunset will be beautiful. Does the light work? Does it go around?
The light does work. I don't think it goes around.
Okay.
It stays on.
Okay.
I haven't seen it go around, but I have seen it stay on.
Okay.
Okay.
Usually lighthouses now aren't.
Yeah, that
Aren't
was a
that
trick
way. Yeah.
question, Bob.
Yes, it was. And who knows? Unless you go to Aruba, you're not going to find out if it's true or not.
No, the light's
it is.
on. I haven't seen it go around though.
Next.
I know that up in this is the map to just kind of show us where it is, right?
Yes.
Again, that's where we are. We're up on that
Right.
north side
the
next
northwest
to Arashi Beach, up in that area.
with a lot of good wrecks right off of there.
Exactly. That was a point. And of course, the lighthouse.
Yeah.
So they must have
And the
needed the
Italian
lighthouse there
restaurant.
because there were so many wrecks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to show a video showing also is the California dunes. Are those up there as well?
It's in that that desert terrain, all to the right of that, up in there.
Up in okay, so
To the right of the
Mhm.
lighthouse where you see that open space, those are
Yes.
all dunes in there. And then there's also dunes down where the the Aricok National Park is.
Okay, so let's take a little taste of the dunes.
Okay.
We're here at the northern tip of the island in a really magical place called the California Dunes. I love to come here and lay footprints on the soft white sand. The ideal place to come to meditate, contemplate by yourself or perhaps with a local wellness guide. The sunsets, as you can see, are like no place else in the world. My name is Karina, and this is my Aruba.
Wow.
Wow.
The white sand and the
Yes.
sunset is just
Magical.
incredible. All of that on that north side.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
All of that in that area right there, and just a magical time. So that's part of the Aruba effect.
Let's see what's next on our list here, Bob. Oh, I think we've got a couple more pictures. Let's see.
We do.
Yeah, just snorkeling. You know, you can see some touring going on here. This is the Balashi gold mines here, the ruins from the gold mines.
Yeah.
And again, this is up in that same area up there where the
Mhm.
lighthouse is and in the where the dunes are. So a lot you can do in that one particular area. And a very adventurous terrain, and you can see some of that's snorkeling right
Mhm.
there over one of the wrecks.
Super
So,
clear.
Yeah, look
yeah,
how it's
super clear, but it's
4
probably
feet under the water.
yeah, it looks like it's 4 feet, but it's probably in, I don't know, 50, 80 feet of water or something. I'm not sure where
Yeah.
that one's taken from, but the depth is much deeper
Yeah.
than you realize.
That's amazing. So let's see what's next. Number 6.
Off-roading. And again, now you can really see the terrain here in a
Yes.
little bit more vast view of it.
Mhm.
This is one of my favorite things to do. It's very fun to do.
Yeah.
And we do have some recommendations that we always make with
Mhm.
this. Being in the ATV vehicles, we always lend caution to the wind. Not that it's dangerous or anything like that. It's our wildlife. As you can see, the brush to the right of that photo there. A lot of people will get off of the trails and they will go running all throughout this because it is just so inviting. And they don't realize that just looks like a brush to us, but we are a desert-like terrain. We have indigenous owls and birds, and this is where they nest at. So we try not to recommend it too much because if in recommending it, we strongly encourage you to stay on the trails when you're in
Right.
destinations like this, because who would have known that there's probably an owl in there with hatching babies and you just ran over it. And
Oh, yeah.
I know that's a terrible thing to say right now while we're having this beautiful time and this beautiful experience. But when we get to this, it's a very popular program
Mhm.
and it is very fun. It's a
Yeah.
great way to see the destination. But I just encourage people to stay on the paths and stay on the designated areas, even as enticing as it might be to just take off and let loose,
Right.
because there's lots of really wonderful wildlife that you could be
Yeah.
destroying by doing that.
Aren't there some pretty heavy fines if you go off trail?
They say, but I've never known anyone to get the fines.
Just
but
follow the path.
just
Follow
follow
the
the path.
Follow the
and,
yellow brick road.
If someone sees you out there doing that, a local will point it out to you, or if there's a guide with another group,
Yeah.
they will come over there and advise you, please stay on the trails, and they will tell you, we do have wildlife here.
Mhm.
So, and there's iguanas, there's all kinds of things that hibernate and live in
Mhm.
this type of a terrain. So, so just my public service announcement there, and but just enjoy the destination and take it in for everything. And what a unique stretch of beach that is right there.
And check out the next slide. That's again the bicycling. Maybe
That's-
also a good option.
That's the mountain biking,
less
right
likely to
there.
run anything over.
Yeah, exactly. But again, they're on trails there, and but it's a lovely way to spend a day. Now we're getting into Oranjestad, which is our capital. This is where the
City
cruise
life.
ships come to port. This is city life,
Yeah.
and boy, do they have some wonderful restaurants and casinos, and the shopping. Shopping is amazing there. If you like high-end luxury shopping, you'll find everything from, Gucci and Chanel and Louis Vuitton and Mickey Moto, and the list just goes on and on and on.
Wow.
And but really nice high-end luxury shopping.
Always said to be the best shopping in the Caribbean.
It truly is. It truly is. And of course, you've got some of your markets where you can pick up those trinkets and those items as well. But if you're looking for some nice high-end luxury shopping while you're in destination, or you're cruising in the Caribbean and this is one of your stops, Aruba is where you want to do your shopping.
And the architecture is very typical Dutch.
Very typical Dutch.
And Dutch Caribbean
colors.
Also.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We're a Dutch island.
Isn't this where a lot of the cruise ships stop around?
All dock in our.
They all dock. They all dock in Oranjestad, and you walk right off, and it's a wonderful city. There's a marina there. The Renaissance Hotel is there, and they have a great shopping area.
We don't have
And
picture
that-
that.
Oh, wait, jump back. Yeah, there we go. I want to see that.
Sorry.
Yep. So we've got the map just so that we could see
Mhm.
exactly where it is. We're back
Mhm.
in that center area with that the big red star.
Right.
Yeah, tell them about the Renaissance Hotel, though.
The
That's
Renaissance
spectacular.
Hotel is a really unique hotel, and they have their own private island called the Flamingo Island, and you're going to take a boat from the lobby of the hotel, and it's going to take you under a bridge, and it's going to take you out to the island, which is about maybe a 10 or 15-minute boat ride. There's a wonderful pier over there. There's a restaurant. They've got lovely cabanas over there, and one of the unique things is that they have these beautiful pink flamingos that are just meandering around. They have quite the personality, and they're very they love to communicate with you, and it's just a unique experience. And I will tell you that when the hotel is not running really high occupancies, they will sell a few day passes and allow guests or cruise guests, not many, to come over to that island. And but that doesn't happen very often. So if people are really wanting to have that experience, and I highly encourage it, you have to either spend a couple of nights at the Renaissance and then change hotels, or there's a little insider secret that I was telling you guys about earlier. You got to call your Go Travel advisor to book this. But the insider secret is, if you're going to have a spa treatment while you're in Aruba at one of your resorts or wherever you're at, book the spa on the island, on the Flamingo Island,
Oh,
because
there we
that
go.
guarantees you access to the island. So once you have your massage or whatever you're going to do, then you have access to the island, and you can experience the flamingos. You can have a cocktail, you can have lunch. So that's just a little insider tip on how to get into the flamingos. And I'm sure even if you're on a cruise ship, you can book a spa service at that hotel. And over at the island.
But book it ahead.
Oh,
Book
most
it
definitely.
ahead.
Most definitely.
And the good thing about this, from where the cruise ships dock, you can walk.
You can walk right there. You
You
are
walk right into
literally right
Oranjestad.
there. And you're right there where all the fantastic
Yes.
shopping and everything is too. So you can spend your whole day in this area. There's some museums in this area as well. It's a lovely place to spend the day. And again, I can't stress enough how clean Aruba is. What a clean destination.
Yes.
Such a safe destination as well when you're in these areas.
They take the Dutch heritage very seriously.
Oh, very seriously.
Very
Yes,
seriously.
Yes.
So what do we have here?
Currency.
Oh,
Yeah,
currency.
It's just to remind you, though, that you can spend U.S. dollars. They're happy to take U.S. dollars.
Okay.
So don't feel like you have to exchange dollars or anything like that. You can spend all your U.S. dollars right there in Aruba.
That's great to
Yes.
know.
Yeah,
That's
and
convenient.
drinking water. You can drink right out of the faucets in Aruba. It is just as good as the bottled water that you may be purchasing. So they have strict desalination regulations,
Mhm.
and the water is very good there. And then it looks like you're just seeing an outdoor party
Yeah.
on the other side there. So
The north side of the islands in the Caribbean, north always seem to be a little more avant-garde, a little more not as a little wilder.
a little wilder, and maybe part of that is too because it's facing
Yes.
the coast of Africa from there,
The wind
and
too.
the winds, and it's just a
Sorry.
different terrain.
Yeah.
So it which makes it very nice and adventurous.
Okay, here we go.
Let's
Boom.
check out what the next highlight is.
The butterfly farm, and that's always a unique experience. When you've got families, there's many different things that you can do. The butterfly farm is one, and this is what we were talking about earlier. It was hard for me to zero in on one or two
Yeah.
things. There's the butterfly farm, there's
Yes.
the ostrich farm, there is the donkey sanctuary. There's so many different unique experiences that you can have with nature in Aruba.
Mhm.
This is a true picture of what the Flamingo Island looks like. And these guys right here, they love to talk and they love to communicate, and they just meander around. So there's such beautiful wildlife and nature in
Mhm.
Aruba. I always say we're a small island. We don't give up our secrets easily. Get out, explore, be adventurous, have the sights, the sounds, the taste, the smells. It is the Aruba effect.
Oh, beautiful.
And as you were saying,
The donkey sanctuary. These donkeys right here, I think she has over 200. There's a private citizen, a lady that owns this land and dedicated it to this donkey sanctuary. Years ago, when donkeys used to be part of the working force in
Mhm.
Aruba, donkeys were owned by various different people. As progress began to happen and other forms of manufacturing and moving stuff, the donkeys began to be wild. And of course, they've gone out, they've multiplied. Well, there's no one that really takes care of them. And of course, they get injured, they get hit.
Sure.
They're multiplying. And this woman has taken these donkeys in and provides care for them. You can go up to the donkey sanctuary. There's no charge to go in there. You walk in, you can go over, you can do a little donation, $1 or $2, get a pail of food and feed the donkeys. And they love it. And again, they're great communicators too.
yes, they like to talk.
They like to talk. And
Are you related to the
I'm
donkey?
related to the donkeys, yes. I've been called, well, not quite the donkey, but the hybrid of a donkey and a horse.
So, once again, there was a need for it, and someone stepped up, and this is her passion, and she loves her donkeys.
That's so cool.
I've gone
Yeah.
down with groups before, and someone has sponsored a donkey. They did a $200 sponsorship, and they still text me and they'll send me pictures. I got the picture of my donkey and what he's doing today. So
Aw.
about every quarter or something, they'll send them a picture of the donkey. So you can do fun things like that too. Whatever.
And I remember before we started today, you said this is my favorite thing. Actually,
It really is. I'm an animal lover. I
Mhm.
live on a horse farm myself, and my husband and I, we've had as many as 10 dogs before. So I'm passionate about animals, and I love her work, what she's doing there, where she saw a need
Yeah.
and she stepped up and dedicated this land, and this is what she does. And when you go there, she's there all the time.
That's
and
awesome.
it's an
Mhm.
awesome place. So go and experience it. The ostriches, the butterflies, really wonderful.
amazing.
Something for everyone, the young or the young at heart.
Yes.
Like I said, you can't bake in the sun every day, but when you leave Aruba, you're going to know that you were in the Caribbean and that you had a wonderful destination experience.
Love this. So we have come to the end of our list.
Oh my goodness, I
Spectacular.
could add 10 more things to
I know.
the list.
I think we could get
I
Donna
think Donna
here
will
for-
come back.
I think we need her here for another 3 hours because
Yeah.
you can tell that you love it so much.
I love it. I'm passionate about it. I've got some wonderful hotel partners. I'll have to come back and bring a hotel partner or two
Yes.
so they can give you a little more insight as to what they
Mhm.
offer. But there's so many things you can touch on today, but I just wanted to give you a little taste of it and let you walk away feeling the Aruba effect and longing to come down and experience it firsthand.
I'm very impressed.
You're ready to
because-
go. I can tell in your
Yes.
face.
That sand, those sunsets, all of it. just really cool. Like I didn't know
Very
everything
cool.
that it offered.
Yeah.
Like you say, for the diver, spectacular. All the water sports, it kind of has a little bit for
Right.
everybody.
Right. And fresh seafood. I didn't even touch on the seafood. You can go to the piers. There's Pelican Nest on the pier. If you're going to take a little sunset sail out, come back and have dinner on the pier. The food is very, very reasonable. It's just a wonderful experience.
True.
We are a foodie destination.
Very true. Because of all the mix of cultures.
That's exactly right. We have over 90 different nationalities there. We're very a very
Eclectic.
eclectic, a very educated population.
Yes.
We're about 110,000 people in our population on island, and of course, everyone when they graduate school, they're of course we're a Dutch island. They speak Dutch, they speak Papiamento, which is
Yes.
their dialect. They speak Spanish and they speak English. So all the children when they graduate, they speak 4 languages. Many of them speak German, French, and Italian.
And they're
Wow.
fluent.
So, and they are fluent, and you can have all of those wonderful culinary delights all wrapped up in one destination. So keep that in mind.
So you've got a very well-educated community.
Yes.
It's clean, amazing properties,
Mhm.
awesome activities, lots of nature, a lot of cool things there that
Yes.
I didn't know about today. I learned so
Yeah.
much. Thank you, Donna.
You are
Definitely.
welcome.
Bob, I think there's something you wanted to
No, I
say.
just was to say, if you're going, don't be afraid to drive. It's easy access everywhere.
Definitely.
If your tires get wet, you've gone a foot too far. That's, you got 19 miles and 6 miles. Not rocket science to get around.
That's
Spectacular.
right. I think if you advance it one more, I've got a quick little
Oh, yes.
entry requirements. We don't all the COVID protocol has been dropped, so this is now my
Mhm.
favorite slide in the whole presentation. You do have to fill out an ED, an online entry card, but that is easy to do, and your advisor can inform you on that information there. Just as a quick wrap up here, why do you want to go to Aruba? I've got many reasons why. We have award-winning beaches, our location and our weather.
Yeah.
We're outside of the hurricane belt, less than 20 inches of rain a year, a day. Less than 20 inches of rain a year, so you are guaranteed sunshine. Size, we're a small island. Everything is within walking distance. U.S. Customs, you're going to pre-clear customs on your
Thank
return. So
goodness.
when you land back in the United States, it is handled as a domestic flight. Our multilingual, friendly locals that are just absolutely amazing. And we are a foodie paradise, and the feelings, the experiences that you will see will give you the lasting Aruba effect.
Yes.
Oh, spectacular. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Donna,
Yes.
for
Thank
joining
you,
us
Julia.
today.
Yes,
Bob,
Donna, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And any final last sentence? I know if we asked Donna, well, you two are both talkers. I think we'll be here all day. This is why we love them.
Go to Aruba. If you don't go, you'll regret it.
Come to our one happy island.
Thank you so much for joining us today for Tuesday Travel Chat. Call your Go Travel advisor if you are ready to book, if you want one of those special cruises, if you want the bungalow, if you want any of these things, all these special little features throughout the whole island. Don't try to have to work on this yourself. Let your advisor do the work. Let them work their magic. You tell them the types of things you like. They will put it all together for you, making that magical memory, the Aruba effect.
Yes.
So thank you so much again. We will see you right here next week for another Tuesday Travel Chat.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.